Hello everybody. I received already a whole bunch of questions. I have to say from the beginning that some of them are difficult to respond to by just talking about it, because what we do with this work that is most effective is show it and make the person feel it right at the lesson, and then they practice what they have learned, and they come the following week and the teacher checks it, and then we add what we see is necessary, and so the things grow, symptoms disappear, and the technique is a good and solid technique. So I will try to answer some of it, but like I say, it's a little bit academic, and this is very practical, actually, what needs to be taught. So Mel was talking about that he saw in one of our videos on the website how we first approach somebody. Most people come with a lot of tension, a lot of relaxation, sometimes both, but usually with isolated fingers, stretching, twisting, the wrist is not in the right place, there's just things are not properly coordinated. But this is the first thing that we teach, how to coordinate the finger, hand and forearm, and how to come down into a key with freedom. And freedom means, like when we drop something, we drop it freely, we let gravity help, but we drop into a key, we drop in a way that nothing is falling, nothing is holding up, nothing is falling. The mechanism, the playing parts have to be, I call it, it's like a pipe, it has to be without any breaks, because the energy, the support, that little weight that is necessary to put the key down, have to go behind the finger and into the key. And when we add a little bit of that support, which requires that freedom, which is not a relaxation, it's just free, enough to come down, we teach people from the beginning how to sit at the right height so that things are lined up properly, and how to drop, just to get the sense of the connection from the beginning. And then sometimes it's hard for people to, we introduce a little bit of the rotation. Very often it's not easy for people to connect right away. So I explain that we come from the side, we show how to, the free turning, the word free is so crucial. Freely coming down without falling, without relaxing, without pushing. That requires an expert teacher just to get that, because that's the whole foundation. And when that is not there, many questions arise, as I already received, and I will try to just explain it, and hopefully, if you don't feel that you can feel it, that you will reach out to a very, very good Talmud teacher. It has to be someone very good to understand that and to do it properly. So what Mel saw is how, the rotation was shown just from the air, just to get that feeling of the free turning, and the free turning ends up coming down, just like when we start like that, just to get the feeling of connection. The moment there is connection, by the way, and there is no stretching, the fingers that usually feel the weakest, the fourth and the fifth, suddenly feel like strong fingers. And this is actually an answer to another email that I got, but I will answer it. So the question that he was asking is that I would drop or rotate to the key, and after I played the note, I would then release any tension that I had by lifting of the key, putting my arm to the side, relaxing my arm, shaking it in a rotational manner. Then after I felt the tension release, I would then proceed to drop or rotate to the next fingers. And then he would repeat the process. My question is, how do I do this properly when I want to play legato? And the second question is also that he saw the rotation being shown in the descending direction, which is a little bit easier to show at the beginning. Attempting to rotate in the other direction felt less natural. And can I explain it? So there's several levels here, that showing this, it's just getting people to begin to feel free without dropping, relaxing. I mean, the word drop could mean many things. The word drop, when it comes to piano playing, is like putting your foot down. You put your foot down and the body just comes right behind it. There's a little give and you feel solid. You don't hold up, and you don't relax down. You just put your foot down and the body just settles into it in very, very small amount. Now you can imagine when it comes to the piano, it is even smaller because all we have to do is put a key down. But it's the same thing. This is the body, the finger, hand, and forearm when it comes to playing the piano. Those are the major parts. Those are the parts that move very quickly. These are the parts that can move across accurately. This is what the work is based on. That does not mean that the upper arm is tight. On the contrary, it doesn't mean that the body is tight. They go with you to make it possible, or to make sure that the playing parts, the leaders in this effort, are always in the right place. So I will answer, so when it comes to playing legato, first of all, when you go down into a key, if you still feel that there is tension, something is not right. And this is a key, and this is why it's so important for a teacher to know that when you drop, because you can't see anything when I drop, you just see me dropping. But there's a whole host of things that often go with it, you know, that people are tense very often just going to the piano. And I often say, just go and pick up something, you know. Go to your head, are you tense? Most people will say no, some people will say yes, so I have to do something about it. But that's how you go to the piano. If you go to the piano, already there is tension, you can't start. So you have to go in a way that is free, in a way that you, when you get to the piano, you're not coming to the piano this way, you're not relaxing at the piano, you're coming in a position to start playing. And then you can come down. So I can tell it to you, I cannot guarantee that you will feel it, because most of the time people need an instructor to stand there and to sense that this is what's happening. So when you get to a key and when you rotate, they're not connected even at the beginning. Some people are sure right away connecting. If it doesn't work, there's a process to get to what ends up being very easy way to rotate and to move across the keyboard. So if you're coming down, Mel, and you're still tight and you have to shake your hand and all of that, then the getting there is not right. Just try to get to the piano with no effort. All of those things should be done with ease. Think in everyday life, if you're going to go to pick up something, if you go anywhere, we generally don't tense. If we tensed, we couldn't do anything. We would be already in a bind and not be able to hang on to things. We just can't move. So we have to come down in a way that is free, and then when you rotate to the next finger, there it is. You just turn. When you turn, people sometimes push down, people sometimes lift up. So it has to be just, if you're free here and the forearm is free, you turn, and that gets you to the next finger, to the next finger, to the next finger. So the whole beginning is a little bit exaggerated. That's the only way that we can get people to begin to sense something that has been frozen for a long time, and all the tightness that is in the finger, in the forearm, in the shoulder, you know, in a lot of places. You begin to do that, so I can just tell you that that's what happens. Now, some people, when they turn, even in this direction, they still feel tight. Sometimes the elbow is tight. Now, when the elbow is tight, they don't go like this. It's just a sense. Everything is very small. You turn, and there's a little bit of a give. There's a little bit of a give, and it gets you to here, and it gets you to here. Now, going up, what is a little bit complicated at the beginning, going up, because the rotational movements, we have to show a little bit bigger at the beginning. When you turn it, you see, in order to truly turn freely, the forearm has to turn, and the elbow, for that preparatory motion, looks like it's sticking out, but it's coming right back. Every time you land on the finger, it's coming right behind you. So it's not being in a position of holding out, which is very fatiguing, but it's just a motion in between that as you're turning, there has to be a little bit of a give here. And that's what makes it a little bit complicated. Going from 1, 2, immediately, if those fingers are not to curl, and they shouldn't curl, and there should be no twisting, you turn and you have to come out. And that's already when movements are being combined. You know, having the reasons why we have to do certain things so that the fingers are always in that position, which is very free, very easy to move and connected to the forearm. It's like magic. So this is what I can show today, and I hope that it helps you.